Welcome to the screening room. I'm Russ Simmons.
And I'm Sean Edwards. And Russ, speaking of tornadoes, Challengers is one twister of a movie.
Well, you got that right. The tennis movie Challengers takes the term love in a kinky direction. Zendaya, Josh O'Connor, and Mike Feist star in a raunchy comic drama about a menage a trois involving championship-level competitors.
Yeah, Russ, it's neither an actual sports movie or a straightforward drama. Challengers functions on its own terms, but I don't know if I would go as far as say it's kinky or raunchy, but it's close. I don't want to scare people away from this film.
Well, yeah, you and I may have a different definition of kinky and raunchy, because I think this movie definitely is.
All right, we'll debate that off camera.
All right. Well, the actors are fine, and they look convincing out of court. The timeline of director Luca Guadagnino's story bounces back and forth between the past and the present, so it's a bit like watching a tennis match.
Yeah, I mean, Russ, there are flashbacks and flash forwards, and you can argue that there is a bit more style than substance, but I think that was the point.
Yeah, well, and it's guilty of a few, foot faults, but Challengers is a very clever, if overly slick, enterprise.
No, I agree, but Zendaya for the win.
Yep.
She's excellent and handles this very adult film with meticulous care. It's not a perfect movie, but you will definitely be talking afterward.
3 popcorn bags.
I'm gonna go one better, 4 popcorn bags for Challengers. It was a fun watch, though.
Now, if The Hunger Games had been made by video game gearheads, it might have looked a bit like the blood-soaked sci-fi comedy Boy Kills World. Bill Skarsgård plays a mute Avenger seeking to assassinate the leader of a dystopian city who murdered his family. The cheeky, irreverent humor, Sean, it works for a while until everything gets bogged down in repetitive, violent mayhem. It works half the time.
No, I agree, because it's over the top and ultra violent, but it's also pointless and relentless. Director Moritz Moore must have overdosed on a few Quentin Tarantino movies. It all wears thin very quickly.
3 popcorn bags.
2 popcorn bags.
Now, here's something I think we both agree on.
Yeah, I love this movie.
We Grown Now is a restrained and lyrical look at the joys and difficulties of 2 young boys and their families living in the Chicago projects in the 1990s.
Yeah, Russ, loss and anguish has rarely been this moving and beautiful. Not just the look of the film, but the meaning behind everything in this examination of friendship, life, and the hardships of surviving the urban sprawls of America.
Yeah, and while some might find it a bit too sentimental, it's nevertheless a heartfelt portrait that emphasizes humanity, and it stands in stark contrast to the Hollywood cliche of the hood.
No, you're 100% correct, because yes, it is void of stereotypes and racist tropes. The dialogue is authentic, it's beautifully and smartly deals with the effects of crime, violence, and death. It's just a really powerful film.
4 popcorn bags.
It's one of my favorite films I've seen this century. 5 popcorn bags for We Grown Now. Please, please check it out. This is the type of original material people are often screaming about, so go and support it.
And that's it for this week, guys.
All right, good stuff. A lot to talk about there.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. And with that,